Hi, my name's John Patterson, for those of you who don't know me. When Diane asked me if I would speak about Bert, but restrict my observations to the time we worked together, I thought, oh dear, how am I possibly going to compartmentalize the sum of all the experiences that I've had with the LeChasseur family over the last 45 years? What's the word? I'm gratified. I'm so glad that there are so many people from so many generations here today, all of whom have some part of Bert and the LeChasseur family embedded within their story. I think there's such a thing as a legacy that extends beyond our lifetime. Surely it's the impact that we leave in the lives of the people that matter to us. And clearly by the demographics of this room, the scope of Bert's impact was significant. And I think that's perhaps one of the most beautiful testaments I can think of the quality of this man who will live beyond the words that I or anyone else can summarize his life. By the way, Josh, wherever you are, that was a beautiful summary. First, I didn't recognize you with gray hair. You guys are all aged. What the hell happened? I was going to say you all aged and running around. Remember Chris was saying, oh yeah, it was so great. We go to the LeChasseur and we go into the basement and watch these movies and it like blown by our mind. What the hell are we going to do in the basement? So back to work. Well, I met Bert first in 1981. I had gotten this job. I was living in Chilliwack and I had gotten this job with Great Beverage on Boundary Road. And I heard that there was a satellite branch that was opening up in Chilliwack. And I thought, well, gee, wouldn't that be great if I could get myself working there? I could ride my bicycle to work instead of this darn commute. And so I approached this fellow, Bert, big sort of burly fellow, and I said, hi, I understand you're Bert, and I'm John, and I'd like to work your Chilliwack branch. And he looked at me with this very serious look, and he said, well, I'd have to see if you fit in with the team. And I thought, what a jerk. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, so one thing led to another, we got into Chilliwack, and then I got the speech. Well, you know, the boys at Chilliwack, they don't bring calls back. No matter what it takes, they get it done. And I'm thinking, okay, here's the rah-rah speech. And I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, I can do that, yeah, sure. So, I don't know, a few months later, I get this load from hell. It's like 23 calls, I mean, Mission, Abbotsford, Dewey, all over the place. I have no idea where I'm going. Anyways, off I go to do this load. It's 8:30 at night, 13 hours later, and I'm like, it's getting dark out, that's it. I don't care what Bert's boys do. I've had enough of this. I'm going back. So I come back, and I'm exhausted, and I'm surly, might be the way to describe my emotional state. And who do I see standing in front of the warehouse but Bert? And he's got this rather confused and slightly stressed out look on his face. And he goes, Patterson, where the hell have you been? And I said, well, you know, Bert, the Chilliwack boys, they always get their work done no matter what it takes. But guess what? I still have 8 calls left on my truck. He says, Patterson, and I'll sanitize this. He says, I know I'm the son of a gun, but I'm not that much of a son of a gun. Don't ever do that again. Now come on, let's go and have a drink. And suddenly, I was confronted with this incredible paradigm shift, where this sort of bossy kind of push you to do more than you're capable of doing person turned into this caring, compassionate, empathetic human being who who said, yeah, I push you, but I also care about you. And I don't want you hurting yourself. Don't ever do that again. And that had such a powerful emotional impact because it was so genuine. And then a few months later, we had just bought a house. My wife and I were pregnant with our firstborn, and he said, Patterson, I got bad news. He came over the house. And you're going to get laid off. Now he says, I know you just bought your house. He says, but you know, I'm going to rehire you as soon as we possibly can. And he left, and I thought, what a class act. I mean, here's a guy who leaves his home, who leaves his family, to come over to one of his employees and let him know, I know you're a little bit concerned, I know that this is going to be stressful, we're going to get through it, and I'm going to be there for you. And I just thought, you know, you want to talk about the qualities of a man, the qualities of character. That is the embodiment of the quality that Bert brought to his relationship with us. When I found out it was a coach, it was like, oh my God, of course. Like the penny dropped. I thought, oh, that's what this whole thing is. It's like, we're all part of his team. And he just, you know, he wants to get the best out of his team. But not just for the purposes of getting the best out of the team, but for the purposes of getting the best out of every person as a member of the team. And the person was never lost in the overall objective of the team winning the day. And somehow, and my recollection fails me here, but somehow I got invited over to his house. And then I met Diane, who probably became the single most powerful cheerleader in my professional life.